spokesperson for the International Committee of the Red Cross. Alyona, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk about accountability if we have time. But what about the humanitarian situation in Syria? The people need help.
Yes, people need help indeed, and the humanitarian situation in Syria has been dire, and there are many needs remain, but just as you very well mentioned in your report, one of the main needs is for the families of the missing people to know what happened to their loved ones, and they have the right to know. In the past 13 years, we registered 35,000 missing people, and this is just the people who approached us. And behind all these numbers, there are families and years of terrible pain.
But how likely is it that there will be accountability? In a moment like this, you think back to other countries that have had oppressive regimes, and quite often they have found that actually reconciliation becomes almost as important as accountability. Because while the past is important, the future is where life is.
Well, for us, we're a humanitarian organization, and for us, what is the urgent priority right now is the pain of the families and the urgency to bring the answers to the families. What we saw on the images that you've shown is families scattering and looking through the documents, and we need to put systems into place to make sure that these records, like prison records, hospital records, that they are centralized and that we can centralize and manage this information correctly to help people find out what happened to their loved ones. So this is our priority at the moment. When we visited Sidnaya prison this week, we saw hundreds of people waiting outside, hoping to find any piece of information about their loved ones, but we also saw documents scattered throughout the prisons in different rooms. And for us, we issued calls to the authorities and we offered our services and expertise to make sure that we can preserve these valuable records.
So you're on the ground there as the ICRC, specifically helping what seems to be, rather than OK, we've been talking about the need for humanitarian assistance. You're providing almost a technical service to help people through this difficult path of discovery, whatever the eventual result may be, where their family members are, whether they're even alive. How are you doing that in terms of who your people are speaking with? Not the people who are looking for their family members, but those who may have been running certain institutions. Are they even around to answer any questions?
Well, yes, providing families with the answers, whether the person is alive or not, but just simply not knowing, that creates what many specialists call ambiguous pain. So this is our priority, and this is what we have been doing for many years. And it still remains a priority. And yes, you rightly mentioned that it's been a week and not all the systems are in place. We're trying to reach out as much as we can to different authorities, to people in charge at various levels. Like, for example, in Sidaya prison, we just spoke with people who were in charge of security of the prison on that day and asked them to secure these documents. So yes, it's very challenging. It's not easy, but this is our priority, because if these documents get lost, then many thousands of people just going to continue living this absolute horror of not even knowing if their loved ones are dead or alive.
Alyona Synenko, thanks very much indeed for talking us through what's obviously a very, very difficult and painful experience for so many people.